wanted to ask a group of veteran guys like you, what do you struggle with as far as dealing with coaches? What's something that you struggle with, and what are some strategies that you use to get by when you're getting from coaches? This is going to sound kind of soft. There really shouldn't be trash talking. There should not be stuff going back and forth. It should be for your team. So what will help is getting on it early when it's not a big deal. You know, something like, you know, a kid says something stupid to the other team, say, oh, we're not doing that. Can't do that.
That's fine with me. I mean, if we're playing high school rules or even college, that's the way it is.
To me, it's anywhere. And I'm a guy who says, let's leave everybody alone. Like, I'm a no jewelry, let's not touch the jewelry thing. Like, I want to stay away from that. But when teams are starting to address each other, or one player is addressing another player, we had a situation in a TSE tournament where the catcher, the ball came out of his hand weird or something like that, and it bounced 10 feet behind the mound. And they were screaming noodle arm from the other dugout. That's it right there. That's the point in time. And that's the first thing that was said. It's inappropriate. You're basically making fun of the other team for making a poor play. What do you think is going to happen at 15 and 16 years old when the kid who yelled something out of the dugout comes out the bat the next time? So if you don't handle it, somebody else is going to. And then we're talking injuries, then we're talking liabilities, then we're talking you not doing your job.
So 0 tolerance.
0 tolerance for addressing other players on the other team in a negative fashion. Yeah, 0 tolerance. A ton, right? Unless this is an egregious situation or an immediate ejection, that's when a mask comes off. But just staying in your primary set position and talking to a catcher in his ear, just like this, you know, you can have a full-blown conversation with a 16-year-old kid that's a little bit sophisticated in baseball and knows how to talk to you. And you guys can probably talk your way through this. I know in college, the pitch is that far outside, and if I'm not calling it, you know, he's going to hold it there, at least to try to get it early in the game. And if I establish to him that I know it's out, you know it's out, catch it and throw it back, I'm not calling it. So, you know, I'll say, Bill, that ball's out. You know it's out, I know it's out, throw it back. You know, and we can have a discussion about it. And you establish that you know what the hell you're doing today, maybe he will stop trying to stick that pitch that's in the other batter's box on you. So each case is different, but try to get through it without letting everybody know and shining that spotlight that we talk about on us. Because I can tell you right now, as soon as your mask comes off, the lights go on. Okay, we're going to have to handle each situation. Some of them aren't going to be ejections. Some of them are. But ignore, acknowledge, warn, eject. Try to go through those 4 steps, and let's be reasonable. Guys, really important for this drill, let's keep everybody engaged the entire time, because learning from someone else's difficulty in handling a phrase or an argument is going to help you, because you're going to see it.
Go blue. Where was that? What are they, all strikes? 2-2. Call bad pitch a strike. No way, Blue. Come on. We can't hit that all day. Come on.
We're going to go to Kurt, but you took a lot of there. I mean, there was nothing crazy, but it was so consistent, you're going to have to address it. So there's a couple of things that can take the place of, like, semi-warnings, I like to call them mini warnings. Just a glance in their direction shows that A, you're not intimidated by whatever they're doing, B, you don't like what they're saying, and you've heard them. Like, that should be the first step in the process to kick off this relationship you're going to have with this guy for the day. Like, just a glance, like a full-blown glance over with my mask on, I'll leave it there for a second, and then we'll go back to the pitcher. Just so he knows.
Doesn't that imply that you're listening to them?
I am. I listen to everything.
Do you?
Everything. Because when something inappropriate comes out, I got to hear it. I can't just turn my ears off, and then they say, he just called him a What? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
But isn't that rabbit ears?
Yes, but you don't have to act on it. Look, rabbit ears, guys, stay with me. Rabbit ears only is a negative if you act on everything you hear. You should listen to everything.
But
Everything.
by acknowledging the look, aren't you?
You're screaming over there, Ken. Am I deaf? How can I not hear you? Of course I heard you. The only thing that's not right about this is that I'm acting like I didn't hear you if I keep staring straight ahead and act like this isn't bothering me. Right? I don't want it anymore, right? You don't want to hear this, right?
So
Address
you're
it.
not taking a step over.
No.
You're just staying where you are?
Literally just like this. It comes out. Mask never came off, and I'm back to the pitcher. A second, 2 seconds, I maybe go like this.
Oh, we got it. tough guy now?
What?
We got a tough guy now?
Boom. That's it. Seriously. That's it. And look, another warning, I'll ask them to repeat themselves even if I did hear them. What'd you say? And if it repeats, that's it. I don't care how minuscule it was, right? If I didn't like it and I said, what'd you say? And you repeat it, automatic. So that's another warning for you. So I was coaching at Diamond Nation, and there was a play at the plate. I thought their catcher blocked the plate, and my kid should have been ruled safe for obstruction. And I went, his foot was right here. And he goes, do it one more time for me. Do it one more time so I could see it. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He's like, why not? I said, no, I umpire too. I'm not doing it. So if it's something that you didn't like, but it's also not ejection worthy, I'll ask them to do it again, or ask them what they said. Right? You repeat something that's a minor thing that's offensive to you, that suddenly turns into an ejection.
When do you take the step to the dugout?
Never.
Never take.
Never.
Okay.
I'll do all my talking from behind the plate, and then when ejections happen, I'm still going to stay right here. Mask off, and then if he's not looking at you, you got to get their attention to throw him out. So it'll be mask off. Ken, you're done. Don't throw anybody out who's not looking at you. Will be coming out and say, Bill, what's your head coach's name? Steve? Steve, that's enough.
Oh, right down the middle for a strike. There we go. It's been a long day. Are you kidding me? He doesn't know the difference between a ball and a strike. Boys, this is going to be one hell of a long game. Yeah, what?
Nice little glance. Now we got to talk to him. Did you hear what he said? What happened there? Let's reenact it. All right, what'd you say, Kurt?
Yeah, what?
You looked over there, right? You did what I told you to. I got you in a bunch of now.
Yep.
What did he say?
I would probably say that's enough, Kurt.
That's enough. Okay, so hold on. You glanced over. All right, glance over and say what you said.
Yeah, what? That's enough, Kurt, okay?
What does yeah what mean? What's yeah what mean?
That's the question you asked?
That's what he said. He said yeah what? What does that mean to you?
That means,
No. What did he say to you in layman's terms?
What are you going to do about
Exactly. To me, that's almost threatening. Now we can't ignore anymore. Now we're going to have to take control of this thing. If you ejected him, I'd probably say, close. But I'd probably say we shouldn't. That's one where I'd probably ask him to repeat himself. What'd you say? What was that, Kurt? Not combative from us, right? Real innocent. And if he goes, yeah, I said, yeah, what? You gave him a shot. Look, you certainly can. That was a good question. Can you give him a verbal warning? You could. I just think it's not our best use of our words. Because if you say that's a warning, and then he does something else that's not ejection worthy at all, you're kind of backed into a corner here. I would say warn him without using the word warning. That's enough is a warning. I like that better.
That is a warning? That's enough?
To me it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's better to say, what did you say? You want to repeat that?
Kurt, what was that? What was that, Kurt? And chances are, if he wants to stay, he's not going to repeat it. But if he does, I'm sending him.
If he says that and then he follows up with something different with the plane, you're wrong.
No, okay, so you said,
what I'm saying?
I understand. All right, so say something totally different than you said. You said, yeah, what?
I was asking Nick where that pitch is.
I thought you said, yeah, what?
I might have, but I was asking, talking to Nick.
You might have, you did or you didn't?
I was talking to Nick. I can't talk to my
Did you
catcher.
say yeah, what or not?
Can I talk to my catcher? I cannot.
Kurt, that's enough.
How about we do your job?
Boom, there it is. If he's being legit, if he's legitimately asking, I'll answer. You know, there's sometimes they're just being an asshole and trying to make you, you know, it's an insult. Then I'm probably not.
Just look at it.
Yeah, I love the look as an initial warning.
Oh, Nick, where was that pitch? Nick, that was right there. Come on. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, I can't hear you with your mask on. What you say? I'm talking to Nick. How about you just concentrate, not think this about you? Put your hand up at me again. Put your hand up at me again. Put your hand up at me again.
That's a good ejection. What happened in the beginning? I didn't hear it.
I asked Nick where that was.
And what happened?
He said that was right there.
Okay, then what happened?
I said, we're not doing this we're not doing it on the very first pitch of the game.
Why? What if you missed the first pitch of the game?
I did it on purpose.
I know, so then why? Here's the thing you're going to have to combat, guys. Right? Look, and I coach too, so I feel both sides of this thing. You can't argue balls and strikes. We can't argue the first pitch of the game. When can we argue? The second pitch? The ninth? The second inning? You tell me. So if you miss the pitch, if you miss it, you just totally the pitch up. Can they argue? Should they be able to? They should be able to argue to a point or say something. So let's stay away from your arbitrary reasoning on what's a reasonable time to start arguing. Let's stay away from that stuff. You want to argue the first pitch? Okay, but he doesn't really have a whole lot more left to go. You know, if we're going to start first pitch of the top of the first, and he's going to continue, we're probably going to be getting rid of him by the second.
What would he have done there rather than saying,
well,
we're not going to do this the first pitch?
Kurt didn't say anything. Did you say anything?
Yeah, he did.
I asked Nick where the pitch was.
Right, and he said it was down the middle. Then what'd you say?
How about we get it that day?
Okay, I can live with that. I'm all right with that. And then maybe we could talk to the catcher then. Right? Either you missed it or you didn't. If you missed it, it's a different conversation. If you didn't miss it, it was clearly off the plate, you're probably going to have to say, look, don't tell him the ball's down the middle when it's off the plate. Come on, dude. We got to work together the whole day back here. Talk it out. And we really want to stay away from the hand-up stuff. The hand-up's no good.
Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God, he finally got one. Attaboy. That's enough. That's the whole game is good enough.
That's it. Your point.
What do we think? We took way too long. So look, here's what's going to happen. We're going to critique the way you handle these situations, then you're not going to throw anybody out. That's not what we want. I just want you to handle it differently. Okay? He started off with he's mocking you, right? Try to think of the real reasoning behind what he's doing. He's not clapping for his pitcher. He's not celebrating the fact that you called a strike. He's mocking you. This fake Bronx cheer, this clap, this loud, over-the-top, exaggerated clapping and cheering, that's got to be addressed and shut down immediately. I probably would have thrown him out before the warning there, and I would have started talking to him way before that. So you can't ignore everything they say, you know. So start small and build up. We're taking just foot on the gas immediately. Go slow as long as he's not being crazy. Build it up, and then when ejections are worthy, go get them.
I have this perception, I may be wrong here, but I feel that I'm here to officiate a game, and I am not the center of it. I mean, if he wants to be a basically he can be a for a little bit, until it comes to a point where I said, that's enough, I am not having any more. I drew the line, I said, that's it, I'm done. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Yeah, that's the way I am.
You're generally wrong.
Okay. Thank you, Irene, my wife.
You're welcome.
You wouldn't take the warning for, you just wouldn't take the warning. You wouldn't do what I was doing. So you left me no choice but to toss your out.
Right.
You did it too late. You should have thrown him out before that.
The moment I was like, don't throw that ball back until I tell him to, that's no.
You're losing control of the
I'm
game.
losing control, I
No.
understand that.
No.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I can't do that.
Here's the last piece of logic for you if you don't think this is that important. You just want to keep the blinders on and get through the game, okay? Ted, you're back there. You've been umpiring a while. There's a really nice coach on this side who just wants to play and thinks you're doing a great job. You got Kurt on the other side who's been riding you for innings 1, 2, and 3. You know what starts to happen on that side? Every call you either miss or they think it's close to you didn't give them, they think that rope's being pulled the other way because you're getting intimidated by this guy. And now this nice guy starts to turn into a because he's got to do his part to get his pitches and pull you back his way. So you let him take advantage of you, and he thinks you're getting taken advantage of way worse than maybe you even are. And he's got to pull you his way. It's like a rope tied to your waist.
Yeah,
all right? When they think he's been such a that he's starting to get preferential treatment now because you don't want to hear his shit anymore, now you're going to have two sides that think you stink. And now you're really in a show. So you shut him down, you keep everybody calm.
Ball. Right down the middle for us ball. That's a great start. Here we go. Ball. Nick, go talk to him. Is that enough time to clear your head there, Donnie? Ball. Hey, Nick, go talk to him.
Hold on, let's stop. All right, what did he say to you? What do you think you missed?
I kind of let that have enough time to clear your head.
Okay, here's how I would like that handled. And look, guys, reasonable minds can disagree on this. You could say, that's not my style, that's not my personality to address it the way you did. That's fine, but we've got to be close, okay? Go ahead, say that again.
Is that enough time to clear your head there, Don?
I think that's the perfect time to say, what? What'd you say?
Just seeing if you're okay.
Yeah, now you're done. That's where I think we're at with that one. I gotta be honest. That's it. Did you have enough time to clear your head? That don't sit well with me.
At some point, he's going to give you a strike, Rich.
That's it. Beautiful. You've handled this perfectly so far.
I thought you were bad on Friday.
That's it.
That's just, now I'm getting my 2 cents. That is 6 pitches in a row.
Guys, let's just go. I thought Don handled that perfect. He ignored exactly what he should have. He addressed what he should have, and he ejected when he should have. What did he do wrong? He stayed with the coach. Look, eject and walk.
I was waiting for my partner. I was telling Kurt.
He was coming in,
I
but you
said my
stood with him
partner
too
better-
long.
I said my partner better be right behind me.
But look, you also went towards him with the ejection. So we're here, mask, boom, Kurt, you're done. Start walking towards me. Start walking towards me. Right now, he chased me down over here. Now I'm
My
gonna.
partner sucked. He wasn't coming.
He did. You're right.
He wasn't coming.
But we've got to get away from the ejected coach. Eject and walk. That is another reason why we walk away. Walk towards where your partner is. When I eject, I try to find where he's at, and I'll walk that way. This way, he comes in behind me and takes him.
Time. I'm not going anywhere. It's ridiculous.
Let's go, Dave.
Are you touching me now? I'm having a conversation with
Done with the conversation.
But you're touching me in the waist.
No, I'm not. Playing baseball.
You're playing baseball?
Playing baseball.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing, but evidently you want my kids playing golf.
Kurt, get back to the dugout right now.
Come on, Ken. I know you got it in you.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not.
All right. Here we go. Right? That's a good one. Let's all step in closer here. Here's the way this has to go down.
I shouldn't have
All right?
touched him.
Well, yeah, but look, right? They visit, right? They go visit, your mask comes off. We're never going to stay with a visit with our mask on. So we tuck our mask. We go get them, all right? Here, conference right there. Ted, move out of the way, please. All right, here's how we're breaking it up, all right? He's here. We're going to come to this side. Kurt, you guys good?
No, we are absolutely nowhere near.
What's
good.
wrong?
What's wrong? If you had 4 pitches, you screwed
No,
up 3
we're
of them.
not out here for this.
We
Come on,
are.
Gotta go.
You got a 12-year-old
Kurt, I'm
kid
telling you right now,
that's going to fall off.
we're not
You're
out
gonna
here for
start
this.
calling strikes.
We're not out here for this. Got to go. Come on.
Are you going to start doing your job?
That's it. All right, so I see this all the time from really good umpires. Don't break up a conference like a You don't even know you're being a all right? Go back out. You be the coach for me, all right? You sneak up behind somebody, you scare the Come on, you're done. Come on. Gotta go.
I see
Come on.
what you're saying.
It's, what did I say? You guys all right? Everything good? Making a change? No? All right.
And
Come around.
And now I have no choice but to look at him. You're touching me here. What did I do? No.
defensive.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it got defensive.
Now who's the now?
Right.
He is.
He turned me breaking the visit up into balls and strikes. That's not what we're out here for. That's literally what I said to him. When he kept going with it, I warned him. When he went with it a third time, I threw him out. It's more simple than you guys think. It's much more simple than you guys think. And let's change the way we break up conferences. Be the nice guy. Is everything good? You guys all right?
No.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You have just absolutely screwed the out of 3 pitches.
It's very simple. I'm just waiting for something good to come out of there, and when it didn't, it's an ejection. So far, I'm on board.
You're doing a great job controlling this game.
Me?
Yes, you.
What are you talking to me for?
That's enough. He's been champing at you the whole time.
What's he talking to me for? You're going to let him talk to me? I'm coaching my kid. You letting him talk to me? This is
Seriously, I said three things you react to me once, he's been up your the entire game. That's enough. But the stuff he's coming out of his mouth.
I've heard anything all day, Coach.
All right, listen. Let's put a pin in that. Okay. Here's what we've got to immediately understand when the situation went to the next level. So you used your look, right? And now you have one coach addressing another coach. What do you think is going to happen if the other coach has any at all?
They're going to go back and
This is going to get nasty really quick. So at the minimum, it's got to be Kurt, I'm telling you right now, don't do that. Any other word he's done, I would have been fine with the automatic ejection right there. You've been allowing him to control the game all day.
So the second he spoke to you, that's it? Or do you
No, the second that he spoke to me while he was pointing at the other coach and referring to his behavior throughout the day, he's done probably. At minimum, a stern warning. Generally, when he's talking about you controlling the game, and that's why you're calling pitches the way you are. Coaches who just get into it naturally, I would probably warn both of them first. But this is one guy going after another guy who didn't do anything. Right? You got to have this guy's back because it's going to get nasty. No. What are you saying anything to this guy for? He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything to him, so now I had to defend myself. Of course, I said it's because it is. Because you don't have the to address it yourself. So you're going to warn me now? Right? So immediately when that comes out, that's why I say have rabbit ears. Because if you don't have rabbit ears, you're going to be late reacting to that. I'm hearing everything. Okay? So as soon as that happens, and I'll do, if I know I got a guy over here who's hot, like Jack's over, I'll say, Jack, I got it. Jack, I got it. And go get him. Because he's going to want to defend himself.
That's it.
And you got a guy coaching a bunch of 17-year-old kids, he doesn't want to look like a he wants to look like he's got everybody's back, he's got his own back, and he's a tough guy too. You're going to have the guy's back as a coach. And you're going to have to try to keep him calm and say you've got it handled. So, I mean, like I said, we're never going to give you the way to handle every situation because so much is going to come up. It's got to be able to click in your head the reasonable way to handle it, what's inappropriate, what's appropriate, what kind of emotion is needed on your end, when you're going to have to take a guy's side, because right there you're going to have to take my side.
Right.
Him pointing at me, you're going to have to take my side. The more I think about the scenario, and of course we're not going to have this much time to think about it, the more I think about that scenario, I think it's automatic for him, especially after he gave you the previous 3 pitches, to point at a coach from across the field and say he's controlling the game, that's why you're calling the pitches the way you are. That's my opinion. Next umpire. That was a tough one, though.
Every single time we play against the elite, it's this way.
That's there. That pitch is there. Good call, Jack. I like that call. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep throwing it there. Very good. Excellent.
He's talking over here, too. That's all right, Billy. We never want to go ahead and swing at that.
Kurt, that pitch is there. My guy's throwing it there. No, it's there. It's there. No, it's there.
Giving him more money. How about this coach?
Okay. Now, this is going to happen too, right? I was trying to get a situation where you now got to take the side, okay? The is arguing with you, right? And then what did I say? I started arguing with him about him arguing. Whose side are you going to take? His. So we just flipped it completely. He's allowed to argue. I'm not allowed to argue about him arguing. Now you're on his side. So I was trying to give you the opposite there. So you've got to address, to me, immediate warning, then immediate ejection. For me. From the defensive.
Not both sides?
What am I warning him for?
You'd be on the offensive side, though.
I was on defense, right? And I'm saying, great call, Jack.
Right.
He just struck the kid out on 3 pitches.
Right.
And then I'm screaming to him as he's arguing pitches that the pitches are there. Why are you arguing?
So you're yelling.
Now, what trumps what? This guy's more inappropriate. We got to go get him. And you're on his side, unfortunately. I think to the point where I started to engage him should be a no tolerance thing. Coaches engaging other coaches because they're talking to you. All right, these are one-on-one conversations. It's not a triangle. One-on-one. He should not be in this discussion at all. At all. His opinion on this discussion means nothing. And he doesn't have the right to voice it. Me and him. And he should get his time. He should not be interrupted. And if he does, I'll take Kurt going ballistic and turn around and warn him if he says anything about it. And then I'll go back to Kurt. And then if he says something else, I'll say, Kurt, 1 second for me. 1 second. John, you're done. What were you saying, Kurt? And we'll go back to him. Allow coaches to speak to you by themselves. The other coaching staff should not be talking.
Oh my God, you get 1 of 4.
All right, Kurt, that's enough.
Mask on.
This whole game is
Mask on.
Kurt, that's enough.
This whole game is enough.
What was that?
Oh! Keep your mask on. Don't stare him down, tough guy.
Yeah, I know. What was that, Kurt?
What?
What was that?
I didn't see it. I'm talking to him.
Okay, now we go back. Now he's used up all his warnings now. Okay? All right? You shot all your bullets. You only got 1 left. Keep going. Keep going.
Where the hell is that pitch?
Yup. Great. Fantastic. Okay? That was very good. A couple minor things you did wrong there with the warnings. The mask only comes off with the ejection. Everything else is done with your mask on. I'd really like to see you guys stay right where you're at to do the ejecting and then walk away. But that was pretty good. And he gave a lot of there. This is always our favorite topic to discuss. But I just want to leave you with the tools to get out of these situations. You can apply them to 95+% of these situations. You're always going to get some of these wacky situations where I say, wow, that's a weird one. Let me think about it. You don't have the luxury to think about them in the moment. But think about all the warnings you have. The silent look over, the clear look, stern look over there, the that's enough, the asking them to repeat themselves when the phrase was semi-insulting but not quite enough to grab on your own as an ejection, and then acknowledging what they say. We didn't really address that today because Kurt sort of escalated things fairly quickly. But if he's talking to you about a pitch, Kurt, I heard you. I got you. Understood. That's letting him know you acknowledge what he said, you heard it. I just want you guys to know how many tools you have. You don't have to feel bottled up in this box where it's you against the world. Use your partner if he's reasonable, and try to get out of the situation using reason and logic. Don't get emotional. The problems we see with guys who deal with controversial situations is the emotions go through the roof. And when you have a coach who's already understandably emotional and an umpire who's emotional, that's a ticking time bomb. That thing is going to